Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are tuning in from. This is the BS Buddies podcast. I'm your host, Joe. That is your host, Ian. And Ian is going to explain what we're doing today because it seems like it's going to be a fun improv activity.
Oh yeah, so this little number comes to me from a meme that I saw some years ago that was actually a screenshot of a Tumblr post and blah, 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 all down the line. But essentially, the person was talking about how they played a game with their friends called Don't Get Me Started. Pick any random topic, any random subject, rulers, for example, or abstract art, or whatever it is. You present a topic to the other person, and then they have to come up with a rant. Hence, oh, don't even get me started on it. And you just go into a rant on why they're A, you like the thing, or B, you don't like the thing, or whatever it is that comes into your head. Just sort of a fun little improv game that Joe and I can use to bounce off our improv skills and see how well we can do to spin some kind of weird story on the spot on the drop of a ruler like that. So, you ready for
Yeah,
this,
we
Joe?
have some house rules between each other just to make sure we're not going to put each other in terrible situations, but it's probably going
Nothing,
to just
nothing
be random
ridiculous.
objects for the most part.
Probably, yeah. Maybe a couple curveballs here and there, Joe. I'll be the one throwing the curveballs this time. Hope
Uh,
you're
did,
ready.
did you want to start or should I
Yes.
just.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe. I'm gonna give you this one because I thought about it while I was taking a shower earlier, which sounds really bad. Don't clip that out of context. I promise. It's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, Joe. The first topic that we must not get you started on is men's Dove Plus Care exfoliating body wash. What is your beef or unbeef with men's
What?
Dove Plus Care exfoliating body wash?
Don't even get me started on that, Ian, because first of all, there's way too many words in that sentence. Like, just say Dove body wash. I don't I don't need to know any extra words. It's men's body wash. It could be a 12 in 1 and I wouldn't care. Like, just keep it simple. I don't need to read a dictionary length book just to figure out what I'm putting on my body.
You telling me you get soft locked into reading your your soap bottles every time you take a
It's
shower?
every time. Can't leave the shower until I read every word.
Joe's racking up $150 water bill because he's just sitting there. Yeah, so that aspartame, red 40. I didn't know that was in here.
Um,
Oh.
but don't even get me started on notebooks. So
On notebooks. On notebooks? Oh my God. This is what I've got to be angry about notebooks. Is that what you're telling me, Joe? Don't get me started. Okay, first of all, lines on the page. You think that I can be contained with lines in my writing? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll write sideways if I want to. You don't tell me how to write. And second of all, why don't notebooks have one standard size? You know what I mean? Like I get it, oh, look at me. I'm Mr. Johnny on the spot with my handy dandy little pocket notebook. No, screw you. They all need to be the same size. It's way too inconsistent. Why do I have one that's slightly smaller and then one that's slightly bigger? And then you get those ones that are like just huge. You gotta like put them in a backpack and carry them around. No. We need to make it like printing paper, right? There needs to be one standard size, and that is God's given 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper. Take out the lines, all right? You can't contain me. Anarchy, full anarchy, all right? And second of all, binder rings. Really grasping at straws here. Binder rings. I don't need binder rings in my notebook that already has the little metal hoop-de-hoos on the side of it. Which, by the way, my other complaint about them is I can't use them as a hula hoop. That's bullshit. You made the hula hoop way too small. But I don't need binder rings in my notebook that is already held together with an edge binder. I'm not going to put the notebook into a bigger binder. It's dumb. It's ridiculous, and I don't need it. It's too much. It's too much, Joe. The notebook industry these days, I tell you what, big notebook, we need to take down big notebook. They're going crazy out there. Staples, Walmart, all of them. No, we need
Why
one notebook store.
why don't you just buy sketchbooks then? There are no lines.
Sketchbooks? What are you talking about? Sketchbooks? Do I look like I sketch? I don't sketch. I create art. There are no mistakes on my line paper, Joe. Erasers, don't need them. Out of the picture. All right, gone. I draw everything in ink, and however my art goes, that's the way it stays, baby.
Isn't
That's
that a
the way
pencil
it
with an
stays.
eraser on the end?
No, I don't. Oh, I think I broke the lid on it. That's all right. I'll sharpen it later. I've got a sharpener right here.
So many props.
Got so many problems, Joe. It's not prompts, it's problems. I'm in a world of suffering. All right, Joe. You know what? Speaking of my world of suffering, I can see right up the stairs out the door here another thing that we should have a problem with, Joe, and that is the moon. I need you to tell me what the problem is with the moon because it's something, but I can't put my finger on it.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say cats, and I was gonna tap out. Um,
Megs comes into frame.
but don't get me started on the moon, okay? You know, I I voted for Jordan Nuts this past election, and if you're unaware, he's a big believer that the moon is hollow, and you know, I believe him. It's like, why do we even have it if it's hollow? There's no point. I'm a big baseball guy. The baseballs are not hollow. Like I need structure in my spherical objects. Like what does the moon even do, huh? Like it could just
Has
fly off to Mars or something.
It's got craters in it, uneven surface. You only
Yeah,
see the same side of it every night.
if
Bunch
it
of hope.
doesn't have a seam, it's not for me. So we the moon
Definitely
is just
can't take that out of
dumb.
context.
The moon landing was fake. It's not made of cheese, so that
The moon's
sucks
full
as
of
well.
lemurs. The moon's full of lemurs.
Yeah, it's full of lemurs, but what good are lemurs? Get them out.
King Julian! You just hear a faint King Julian echo down.
Oh,
Oh, there's cheese on the moon.
but you know, with as many gripes as I have with the moon, because it's useless, it does nothing. These are jokes. It like it's probably flat, honestly. Like when I look outside, it's flat. There's no roundness to it. It's just like it's probably the government just trying to call
It's
Batman, but they forgot the bat.
Everyone has an FBI agent, and his whole job is to just sit on a rooftop, like far away from you, with a really long pole and a string, and it's a piece of paper that has a picture of the moon on it, and then they just hold it in the sky for you so that you think that there's a moon in the sky.
Yeah, those DreamWork bastards are just ripping off the entire country.
Yeah, they got
But
that little kid who sits on the moon fishing. You can't fish from the moon. There is no store on this planet that sells enough fishing line for you to fish from the moon. You can't fool me. What are you fishing for up there anyway? Cthulhu? I don't think so. I
but
don't think so.
but don't even get me started on remote controls.
Oh my God, remote controls, Joe. No, don't you get me started on remote controls. All right. First of all, buttons, an
Why do we
objectively superior form.
why do we both have remotes on our desks?
For emergencies. Objectively, buttons are the superior form of analog. What would you call that? Information passing,
Sure.
remote controlling.
I just had to complain about the moon, so I don't think we're gonna get too technical on.
Now, you know what my complaints now, and this is a real complaint, internet. This is a real complaint. This is not for the bit. This is real bullshit. Why does my remote need to have buttons down here for specific streaming services? It's stupid. It's the world's dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I
Because
don't
money.
care. I know. You know what the dumb thing is? These companies have to outbid each other massively for these spots on these remotes. And you know what ends up happening? This remote becomes the closest piss missile annihilator for me to throw at the wall when I get angry at the TV. So guess what? You paid millions of dollars to have your name on here so that it can meet the wall at 32 feet per second when I get angry. Yeah. And then second of all, I mean, granted, objectively, having AA batteries is actually kind of nice. You know, you just can swap them out. But why don't we have like I, I guess in the world of rechargeable batteries, it would be pretty annoying to have to recharge your remote constantly. But I mean, if two AA's can last this thing for like months at a time, why can't they just stick a little like rechargeable thing in there so then you don't have to burn through? It's a collusion by remote and big battery to sell more AA and AAA batteries. And
Yeah,
also,
why does
why are they go ahead?
I was just gonna say, why doesn't Roku make a rechargeable battery?
Yeah.
Like,
Or like make them all standard. Do I really need two AA's? Do I really need two? Or excuse me, are these AAA's? Triple A. I really need two AAA's, or would one AA suffice? Or two AA batteries suffice for that matter? Or, God forbid, a 9 volt or something. Dude, this is like, I didn't realize I had so many complaints about remotes to this day. And then also, why are they getting like simpler and simpler and simpler and simpler? Like, you remember back in the day, you used to pick up that remote. It's,
that
we,
that was the
we've,
size
we've
of a brick.
we've gone through a bell curve of remotes. Like if we start over here, right? It's like the 1950s. It's like the first time there's like a remote on a TV, and it's like a 6 foot corded square deck of cards with three buttons: on, off, and channel. And like that was it. That was all you had. And then remotes got really complicated. Like you said, you'd pick up like a brick, and it had like 400 buttons on there, but it was really nice. It was really nice. You could change the input, you could change the volume, you could open the guide, you could change picture tint, you could change the color, the hue shift. You had
You
everything
could
that you
type in
needed
the
right
channel.
there. Yes. Now, you know what I have to do? I'm gonna press this little stupid asterisk button right here so I can pull up a menu to click on something to pull up another menu, and then that menu can change this shit. Oh, sorry, I guess your TV doesn't have that function, so you're oh my god. Bring me back the brick remote that has every function on it so that I can just the thing that I need. You know what I mean? Genuine complaint. This is not for the bit. I'm angry. I'm very mad. They get they get stupider and stupider with their remote designs. By the year 2050, it's just going to be like one button on the remote. And I'll just be like, press your thumb on the button, and it will read your telekinetic thoughts, and it will know what option you want to open up at the TV. And then there's gonna be me at like freaking, how old would I be? 50 something actually, because I'm dumb and I can't do math. And there's gonna be me at 50 some years old going, come on, change the volume. I'm screaming at the TV. My children are gonna come in and be like, Dad, what are you mad at? I'm mad at the TV. And then guess what? That 2050 remote with one button that probably costs $4 million because of inflation. Guess what? That's gonna be the new piss missile, and I'm gonna go flying at my TV when I get angry at it. Oh,
I did not think that would set you off at all.
we're gonna woo-saw. I gotta get Joe. You don't understand. I gotta get in an angry mental state to come up with my complaints for these things because this is where the creative juices flow the most. Is when I'm mad at things.
I could tell from our bad New Year's resolutions.
I have many things in this world that I'm angry at, and that remember that was my resolution. I'm gonna be more angry. Okay, Well, now my next item on my list doesn't seem near as fun as that little rant. You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. It's a really stupid direction to go in. All right, Joe. What are your thoughts on neoclassical music?
What the hell is neoclassical music? Okay, don't even get me started on it, because first of all, I don't know what the hell it is. Second of all, it just sounds like it doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it like neon? Like, is it supposed to be bright and cheerful? Is it supposed to sound like Beethoven just came out of his coffin and performed with an orchestra? I'm
I'm
scared
sorry.
that you're laughing.
I don't mean to. I am. So I just looked up neoclassical music because I was hoping I could maybe get some examples for you to go on. And under the C also, it has neotonality and neo-romanticism, but I read that as necromanticism. And I was very, very confused there for a couple of seconds.
I don't know if I'm going to be raising the dead composers.
Yo, check this out, and you're slamming on the organ keys so hard that the dead are raising from their graves, and
I'm
Beethoven's rolling over in it because the vibrations, through the because the you can't hear
I'm
jokes.
honestly curious. Neoclassical.
There's a 20th century trend apparently, particularly
I
current in the interwar period.
I have a lot of liked music that is neoclassical apparently. What? I still don't know what it is.
um, all
Sorry, I'm
Tchay-
listening. Hold on.
you're good. We got Tchaikovsky in here. What in the world?
I just
Oh,
got
hang
like
on.
a hard rock song, like Cliffs of Dover, and then there's a
That's a
lo-fi song.
fantastic song. Cliffs of Dover is fantastic. He
The
plays some
first one is a
air.
lo-fi song. Okay, now that I know more about it, I hate it more for the bit. It doesn't know what it wants. Like I said, like it doesn't know if it wants to be neo, it doesn't know if it wants to be classical. I don't know. I have
What it's
no idea how it can go from lo-fi calming beats to Scratch Boogie by Joe Santry. I
I
don't
was
know if
not
that's just a
expecting.
Spotify thing. I didn't mean to almost kill my co-host. I don't know what it wants, honestly. Like I said, there's Eruption by Van Halen. How is that neoclassical?
Oh, well, clearly, Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen's finger tapping on the guitar neck, is very reminiscent of the cello in the early period in the Victorian era, when many composers were experienced with the extortion of the blah 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 blah. Blah. Satch boogie, scratch. I have sorry, I gotta look up what scratch boogie is. That sounds like
Do
something.
do 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 do.
Joe
Um,
Satriani's Satch
yeah, I
boogie.
didn't know how to say his last name, but yeah, it's like it goes from lo-fi. Like I'm honestly getting upset about this. It goes from like classic hard rock to Baltic Sea Cruise, the lo-fi song.
Is neoclassical like the overall encompassing arching term for any music made past like 1850? I feel
What's
like that's
modern
what's
neoclassical?
modern neo is.
What's
What's
like not modern? Because that just gave me
neo means new. Neo means new. You don't need to put modern in front of it. Oh, it's new classical. Shut up. You don't
I
have old classical. There's
I'm
classical and not classical.
don't worry. There's metal neoclassical and neoclassical metal. Not quite classical came up. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Megadeth performing Pachelbel or Canon in D minor or whatever have. Wait a minute. Would metal neoclassical be what Trans Siberian Orchestra falls under for their Christmas music? Is that what they
Well,
mean?
let's see what
Like
Spotify says.
a Mad Russian's Christmas with heavy riffs and guitar, just dun 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 dun, dun, just back and forth.
There's a Dragon Force song, Polyphia. Polyphia, I could understand. That seems like that would be neoclassical.
This is a whole can of worms. I didn't realize we were going to be going so far down the
We
rabbit
went from
hole on this.
remotes to neoclassical music, and I love music, but it needs to have its category. Because otherwise, I get confused, and I don't want to be confused. I want to be able to play music at work and know what I'm listening to. I don't need some random song coming on where it goes from like heavy metal to like a children's song. That's what it feels like looking through. Like, there's a song on this playlist called Thinking of You. It's by multiple artists, but one of them is called Mommy. Like,
You pull up
pick
a
a lane.
neoclassical playlist, and it's just Eddie Van Halen, followed by Beethoven, followed by Iron Maiden, followed by Debussy, followed by Megadeth, followed by just like the world's wildest roller coaster, followed by like the Genghis Khan, apparently.
Okay.
Sergei Prokofiev. Prokofiev?
For
That's a
for the
name.
last one,
Hit me.
I want to know your thoughts on gift cards.
What a bunch of bullshit, man. You know, gift cards, just give me money. Gift cards, you're like hard locking me in. I have to go spend my money at this one restaurant. I have to spend my money on neoclassical music on the Apple Tunes store. Just give me, don't get me wrong. I know you can get them little preloaded visas or whatever. It's like a fake debit card. You can feel like it's cool or whatever. No, just put cash, man. Cash is king. Why we got to move to this plastic society, man? Everything's got to be plastic. God, I'm starting to
You,
sound like.
you
Sound like
said
the stereotypical stoner in every group, like, oh, it's all a big conspiracy, man.
I was gonna say you
Give me
sound like you listen to neoclassical music.
Yeah, man. Led Zeppelin in my Rasta sweatshirt and a beanie on, and I never leave my house, and I have weird, obscure flags hanging on my wall. You're not quite sure what country that's from, but you're pretty sure it's something weird.
Probably Sealand.
I don't know how to continue on gift cards after this wormhole of neoclassical. Gift cards, man, just and then they got them displayed up there at Walmart on them little like rotisserie stands, just rotating around. Just, oh, you want a gift card? Here's a gift card. Pick it out, put it in the card. Be like, here you go. I couldn't think of something to get you a gift card. I really like gift cards, actually. I'm not justifying. I really love gift cards. Be like, oh, I really wanted to get this thing from this store, but I'm just saving up for it. Oh, a gift card! Oh boy, I can go get the thing now. Gift cards is not being financially irresponsible. Why did that door open? I don't like that. I got a door right here off camera that just swung open on its own. Maybe there's a gift card inside. No, no, there's not. There's no gift cards in there. There's nothing.
But
But where was I going? I don't remember.
I think we're kind of done with this episode. The neoclassical really threw us for a
Really
loop.
threw it. Oh, that
You give
was.
us music and then we're just like
It's
just
a
like
good thing we didn't
basset
get to the rest
hounds,
of it. My
nose
next
to the
two items
ground.
were my next two thing was CDs and Michael Bay movies. So we were
Explosions, Michael Bay.
explosions, Michael Bay. Contrapuntal texture. What a word.
What are you
I'm re-
looking up?
I'm on the Wikipedia page for neoclassicism. Ne- Neoclassicism. For neoclassical genres in popular music, see this. Okay. Well, this doesn't help at all. You just have neoclassicism, neoclassical architecture, neoclassical sculpture, ballet, economics, realism, criminology, magnetic fusion energy reactors, What a hey everyone. We're so glad that you could join us on this train wreck of an episode. Don't get me
Um,
started on neoclassical anything. Why? Because I'm gonna have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Neither will Joe, and we're gonna end up in a rabbit hole of magnetic fusion reactors, apparently.
I think it's a
Um,
perfect thing to talk about because you can say, I'm going to talk about neoclassicism or whatever that was, and just talk about anything, and it will probably land somewhere in the vicinity of that.
literally anything on planet. Neoclassical is just the stagnant. It is the entropic state of the universe at all time. Is neoclassical. Everything is neoclassical by Paleolithic standards. I'm just saying words at this point.
They sound smart. Um,
They do. My vocabulary is that of a photosynthesis.
and with that, thank you for tuning in. If you want to see us do it another time, I had a lot of fun. Just let's not talk music genres next time. New house
I would
rule.
I would love to do that. House music? Don't get me started on that.
But thank you
Oh
for
boy.
BSing with us today. Subscribe to become a bud today. We will see you next time when we stop talking about neoclassicism.
We'll see you next time when we have more things to complain ludicrously about and then get actually genuinely upset because we find out that the thing we were fake pretending to be upset about is actually a topic that has a very broad encompassing grip on everything we know and love and hold dear in this universe. So until then, take it easy.